Hey everyone! I've created a new channel to explore even more amazing stories, which will also serve as a backup channel. I love to have you all in joining me on this new adventure. Channel link is in the description. Now back to the recap. Father stated, "I shall have you marry Duke Valentino," Lily thought. Has he finally gone mad? No, why am I surprised? He abandoned his humanity long ago. House Valentino is the house that has protected the North since the founding of the Francis Kingdom. For generations, the family heads have formed contracts with powerful spirits. But their foundation has been shaky for the past decade due to frequent rifts occurring within their domain. A mysterious rift claimed the lives of the previous Duke and Duchess, as well as their heir. Now, only the younger brother, Theodore Valentino, continues the family line. Despite being in desperate need of support from other families due to their rifts, Theodore is isolated because of forces that seek to keep their power in check. At the center of it all is my family, House Everett. It's possible that even the rifts occurring in his domain are the work of my family. How could Father think of having me, an Everett, marry Theodore, who is a victim? Father spoke. The Duke has always been a person who is difficult to manipulate. However, it seems that lately, he is in desperate need of support from other families. Through this marriage, the Valentinos will receive financial support from the Everetts. We will finally have the opportunity to swallow up the Valentinos. He may resist at first, but he will eventually submit to me. Starting today, you will take bridal classes. You should be capable of doing at least that much, no matter how incompetent you are. Lily replied, "Yes, Father." After that, Hessen, who was her brother, said, "Even someone like you has their uses. Isn't he now famous for being tall and handsome? Normally, he would be way out of your league. You really got lucky this time, didn't you? Are you ignoring me right now?" Lily replied, "I have nothing to say to you." Hessen shouted, "How dare you ignore me? You are not even a real Everett. Do you think something will change just because you will be Duchess Valentino? You will still be the incompetent and foolish Lily, and a nuisance in that house as well." After some time, Lily said, "Thank you," then thought, she must be new here. The attendants here usually aren't kind to me. She will probably end up like them soon. Then she said, "I am sorry, madam. May I resume the tapestry weaving tomorrow?" In the next scene, Lord speaks, "You don't need to call me Lord. I wish you would call me brother as well. You are becoming prettier every day." Lily thought, "Crazy idiot. I would cut off his tongue if I could." Owen, the eldest son of Everett, said, "I have heard the news. Father plans to marry you off to Duke Valentino. Always being a thorn in my side, it would really benefit us if you marry him and manage to put a leash around his neck. I hope you prove useful this time." Lily thought, "I know. In this household, I am just a tool and a position, nothing more, nothing less." From the first day in this house, when Father said, "You filthy, worthless girl. You must produce results so that I get a return on my investment." The Duchess passed a long time ago. Father needed a daughter, in addition to his two sons, for dealing with other houses. He did not want to waste money on a mistress or second wife, so he adopted me. He chose a low-born child with decent looks and silver hair. Lord spoke, "Don't worry too much. If your marriage to the Duke falls through, I will marry you." Lily replied, "I appreciate the sentiment." After that, she thought, when will I be able to escape from this hell? Will the Duke actually marry me? If I marry the Duke and escape this castle, will I find happiness? It's highly unlikely. House Everett has always used any means necessary to seize wealth and power. On the other hand, the Duke's family upholds justice and morals. That's why the two families have been at odds for so long, shedding an immeasurable amount of blood and piling up a mountain of corpses. There is no way the Duke would think well of me, yet a part of me still thinks otherwise. I have lived in hell for over a decade. I held on because I did not have the courage to take my own life. The reason I have not given up yet is because of a tiny glimmer of hope that someday, someone might reach out and give me a hand. Next scene, Lily thought, "I am genuinely curious about him. I never got the chance to see him in person, not even at the debut ball. I have heard rumors, but I wonder what he is really like. Is he as wonderful and impressive as people say? He is definitely not a match for me." Hessen asked, "Are you insane? Why are you dressed like that? Do you really think your looks will work on that idiot?" Lily thought, Now I understand why father was so concerned about my attire today. He wants me to use every advantage I have. How ridiculous. Lily asked, "What do you think? Am I enchanting? Even you must think I have outdone myself. Father ordered me to go out to the garden. If you have a problem with that, go and persuade father yourself." After that, Lily thought, I should have worn a shawl. Does father really think he will fall for me because of my looks? So, he is there, the man my father wants me to marry. Then she thought, he seems to be studying me. It must be because of how I am dressed. The Duke asked, "Aren't you cold? Silver hair, peridot-colored eyes. You must be Lily Everett. You don't seem dressed to go out on a walk. Let's go, Carmen." The next day, Hessen said, "Congratulations. The Duke has finally accepted the marriage proposal. Your little plan with father must have worked out. It's too bad though. He will probably want to strangle you on your wedding night." Lily thought, just as I expected. Father must have pressured the Duke into accepting the marriage, so the Duke had no other choice. Hessen continued, "But do you really think he will do as father wishes? Once the situation stabilizes and he regains his power, he might just get rid of you first. You could drop dead any day. Why don't you just beg me?" Lily asked. "What are you talking about?" Hessen shouted, "Don't be coy. I said beg. Now beg me to save you from this marriage. Say you don't want to die in vain and beg me to spare your life." Lennon came and stated, "Let her go and leave. I have something to discuss with Lily, so leave us." Hessen replied, "Just do so with me here. Why can't I stay? Is there something I shouldn't hear?" Lennon stated, "This is your last warning." Hessen said, "Okay, we will talk later." After that, Lennon spoke, "I don't expect much from you, but try your best to seduce the Duke. Your role is important if we are to fully subjugate him to House Everett." Lily replied, "I will keep that in mind." Lennon stated, "And don't forget, even if you marry him, you will still be mine. Lily will belong to the Everett family in life and death. Don't forget that." Lily replied, "Yes, I won't forget." Lennon spoke, "Good girl. Well then, sleep tight." After that, Hessen told her, in this era, aristocratic marriages are a form of trade and contract. The former Duke Valentino had intended to enter into a political marriage with House Albanize. But he fell in love with the eldest daughter of a humble viscount and married her instead. As a result, the assets gained by House Valentino through marriage were minimal. Needless to say, their military power also weakened. They found themselves at a significant disadvantage, compared to other noble houses that had expanded their wealth and power through strategic marriages. If the Valentino family were not in such financial ruin, someone like you would not stand a chance of marrying into the Valentino family. Lily replied, "Yes, I know. Shall I let you in on a little secret? I would never, ever ask for your help. I am sick of both you and Lennon. I wish you'd both die." Next scene, father said, "You look beautiful." "Congratulations," Lily replied. "Thank you. This is all thanks to you, father," and she thought, "You must be thrilled, having sold me off at such a high price." The music that signals the bride's entrance, the petals in the air in celebration, all of this feels like a ridiculous play. Do you feel the same way? Today we will become husband and wife. Then at night, Lily thought, the Duke informed me that the coat he gave me was tainted, so I am welcome to rip it, burn it, or do whatever else. I am not surprised. To him, I am the hateful daughter of the Everett family. I don't hate or resent him. For me, it is best not to grow fond of him and to maintain a distance. My heart raced when I saw the Duke in the garden that day, but it was just a temporary phenomenon. The next moment, the Duke came and drank. Suddenly, he kissed her, wine spilling from their mouths. Lily said, "Stop." The Duke asked, "Why stop?" Lily thought, "It's not like I was expecting an affectionate wedding night with the relationship we have," then replied, "Do as you wish." The Duke stated, "As I wish. You are the one who wants this." Lily replied, "No, I." Then she thought, "This feels strange, but I was expecting this. There is no reason for him to be kind to me. Just now, his face." The Duke slapped her hand away. Then he said, "This should be enough to make your father not suspect anything, and if we do this, he will be even less suspicious. I don't see why we have to sleep with each other when neither of us wants to. Don't you agree? Your family can use me as much as they want, but I won't just stand by and do nothing." Once this marriage loses all meaning, we will proceed with a clean divorce. Until then, we will be husband and wife in name only, ready to separate at any time. After that, Lily thought, I might have sensed that my unhappiness would not be limited to this unwanted marriage. When our eyes first met, an invisible arrow pierced through me, leaving a scar I did not know how to heal. A few days later, at the Valentino domain, Lily saw through the window the damage and the condition of the people. Lily thought, this is my first time seeing it with my own eyes. The Everetts are the cause of all this. The maid asked, Your Grace, are you all right? The Duke came and asked, I came to check on you because I heard a loud noise. The sight must undoubtedly be unsettling for the esteemed lady. We are not far from the urban area, so please bear with it a little longer and avoid looking out the window if you can. Lily replied, That's not. The Duke slammed the door. Lily said, It's all right. Sit properly in your seat, then thought, I am so relieved that Charlotte came with me. None of the other attendants in the Everett Manor wanted to follow me. There will only be a path of thorns ahead for those by my side. Maybe I should not have brought her along. Maid Charlotte spoke, Your Grace. The Duke seemed very concerned about you. He immediately noticed a noise coming from inside the carriage and came to check on you. Then at the Valentino estate, the Duke spoke, We have arrived, you can come out now. Lily's foot stumbled, and the next moment she was on the Duke, both of them very near to kissing. Annabelle came and spoke, Welcome home, Theodore. Lily thought, she is the younger sister of the Duke's mother. She remained unmarried, caring for the Duke. Annabelle stated, We welcome you as a member of the Valentino family. Come on, let's go inside. After that, Lily thought, living like a typical married couple will likely be challenging for us. Where did my life go wrong? Was it when my mother, a maid, spent a night with some drifter and had me? Not knowing that he would leave without even telling her his name. I will live here as if I am dead. I won't do anything, and I won't expect anything. Whenever an emotion tries to form, I will suppress it. Next scene, Lily thought, a few days have passed since I arrived here. Does he hate me that much? He won't even look at me. Then again, the grand welcome party was being held to appease House Everett. The Duke said, Lady, it seems the food is not to your liking. Let me make one thing clear. Going forward, please refrain from addressing me informally as if we are close. I have no intention of continuing this marriage to my grave, and I assume you feel the same way, so let's not waste any unnecessary emotions on each other, understood? Lily thought, let's not waste any unnecessary emotions, you say, then replied, yes, I understand. After that, Lily spoke, the party was more stressful than I thought. The maid replied, you must be exhausted, the bath is almost ready, so if you can just wait a bit longer. Lily asked, are the other attendants in this castle bullying you? The maid replied, I am fine, Your Grace, I can do all the work on my own. I don't want anyone to speak ill of you over something so trivial, so please don't worry, I am a tough person. Lily said, so you are being bullied. I understand why you're worried. This house is already full of people who hate me. Instigating further issues would only exacerbate my situation. The maid replied, I am sorry, Your Grace. Lily asked, why are you sorry? I am the one who should be sorry. The maid said, that's not true. You don't have to be sorry, this is because. Well, it's because I am an orphan, that's the only reason. Lily asked, do you want to go back to House Everett? The maid replied, why would you suddenly ask me that? I like being with you, even if I return. There's no one to welcome me, I have no one. Lily thought, upon hearing those words, that's when I realized that just as I found solace in keeping Charlotte by my side, Charlotte found solace in me. We were like two animals licking each other's wounds. Then she replied, all right, I understand. You care so much about me, so having my feelings slightly hurt is hardly an issue. In the next scene, Lily stated, bring the 2 attendants and the 3 who are supposed to be helping with my personal attendant's work here. The maids came and asked, you asked to see us, Your Grace. Lily said, why are you not properly assisting Charlotte? Are you neglecting your duties? She thought, bullying my personal attendant is so childish and undignified. The maid replied, we have no choice because we are so busy. I am terribly sorry, but the castle staff are always busy due to the poor conditions of the manor. it's common for one person to do the work of two people. Lily thought, will you look at this? Is she trying to lecture me, regardless of my background or which family's daughter I am? Right now I am the Duchess, the lady of the house. Are they disregarding the basic courtesy they should show me? Lily stated, if I am lacking as the lady of the house, I would be more than happy to be taught by someone, but my teacher should be my husband or an elder member of the family, not you. Annabelle came and asked, what is going on here? Then she said, explain this situation to me. The servant told her the whole situation. Annabelle said, you have been busy, but you should fulfill your responsibilities. Next time, do your jobs properly. Then she said, I have disciplined them, so don't be upset anymore. Lily thought, she is trying to tell me that she has great influence in this house and that I am powerless. She said, if they properly assist Charlotte, I won't raise any further concerns. Annabelle spoke, I want to make a suggestion. Why don't you go out and inspect the domain? Lily thought, I see, she wants to humiliate me. I am sick of this. I want to give up. I don't want to get used to this torture. What will happen to Charlotte if I die? This is so annoying. Then she said, I will make the necessary preparations and do so soon. The next day, the Duke was looking at the carriage. After some time, Lily thought, as expected, this is tragic. The biggest problem must be the shortage of food. I put on my most modest outfit, but even this is made of silk. It is not just luxurious, it's insulting to these people. Suddenly, Lily was hit by a stone. A lady shouted, die, you witch, you are a filthy Everett. Let me go. I will kill that witch, even if I end up in hell. This is all because of you and your family. You will pay for your sins. Lily thought, everyone resents me. I have done nothing to them except hand out food. This is all because I am the daughter of Duke Everett, who is not even my real father. But I can see what they want to say to me clearly in their eyes. No one here is on my side, and we all hate you. In the next scene, the maid asked, are you all right? Why don't you have some warm milk before bed? You've been skipping too many meals lately, and I'm worried. Lily replied, I am fine. I will start eating well from tomorrow, so don't worry. After that, she thought, even if I want to help them proactively, it would only be insulting and hypocritical. But doing nothing is not an option either. I have no choice but to find a way. I will sell all but a few of the jewels I brought with me when I got married. Father gave them to me as wedding gifts, but I doubt he will care what I do with them. These are valuable jewels and should fetch a good amount of gold. Typically, I would give this money to an official to manage the domain, but people may criticize me for not knowing my place and acting like a hypocrite. On top of that, if I sell my jewels after being married for less than a week, it might seem like I am belittling the Duke. She looked at the magic accessory and thought, this is the magic accessory Lennon gave me. He said to use this if I ever needed to investigate the family secret. This magic accessory will allow me to change my appearance into what's in my mind. Lily thought, I never thought that lunatic's tricks would come in handy. I can transform into an attendant or knight to distribute food. It seems like a decent plan. The next day, the Duke asked, I heard you sold your jewels. Lily thought, that idiot merchant, I paid him to keep quiet, but he still ran his mouth. She replied, I wanted to buy new jewels to replace the old ones. The Duke said, you don't need to sell your jewels to make money. We may be struggling financially, but House Valentino is a ducal house of the north. You could purchase new jewels with the money allocated for you. Lily replied, I apologize. I will be careful from now on. Lily thought, he looks particularly pale today. I heard he and the spirit he made a pact with were not very compatible. Is that still the case? The Duke spoke, your decision to sell your jewels, as a way to cope with the shock of seeing the state of our domain, confirms that you are, unmistakably, a daughter of the Everett family. Lily thought, are you not going to ask if I was scared? An angry woman nearly choked me. Perhaps you would have been happy if I had been strangled to death. That night, Lily thought, I can't sleep. I should go for a walk. I don't want to wake Charlotte up. In the garden, she thought, what is he doing here at this hour? He just said, brother. Oh no. The Duke asked, what are you doing here? Lily replied, I was just taking a walk. The Duke asked, at this hour? I guess you were taking a walk and also spying on me crying. Snooping around the castle is not wise. You won't find anything worth your time. And you're telling me you really came out here at this time to take a walk without your attendant? He continued, now come with me. After that, Lily said, wait, then thought, he walks fast. The Duke told her, go inside, and don't wander around alone at such late hours anymore. Lily thought, he would never be worried about me. This may sound crazy, but then she said, have a good night, and thought, I just wanted to talk with you a bit more. The next day, Lily thought, I didn't get any sleep, it's because I saw him in that state. After that, she thought, I lied about wanting to buy new jewelry, so I should act like it. Lily said, I see now that you have poor taste. Then she thought, I paid for your silence, but you went ahead and told the Duke. He probably never intended to keep it a secret. Anyone would know that I am a perfect duchess, but I have many ways to retaliate. She examined the necklace. This is a peridot, the color of a green apple. I'm sure it would suit me, but... She said, I don't like this either. The Duke stated, then I will buy that necklace. Leave the necklace. The head official will handle the payment. Then he said, lady, do you find this necklace unsatisfactory? Wear it nonetheless. This is a gift from my humble self to you. I wouldn't want to be accused of looking down on the noble daughter of House Everett. Lily thought, it makes sense, considering how he thinks I am Duke Everett's daughter. How would he react if he knew I was an illegitimate child who didn't have a drop of Everett blood? On top of that, I'm not even of noble birth. Will he despise me even more? The Duke told her, hold your hair up for a moment. Then he said, I'm done. Lily replied, thank you. In the next scene, Lily asked, you wanted to see me? Annabella replied, yes, there is something you need to know. The day after tomorrow is the death anniversary of the Duke's brother. Lily thought, so that's why he was crying. Annabella told her the whole story of how he died. I deeply respected both my sister and brother-in-law. They deserved everyone's love. How could they both die so young? There is still so much I can't comprehend, including Camille's death. Lily thought, she must suspect that House Everett had something to do with their deaths. If that's true, it would mean the Everetts have been able to manipulate the rifts for a long time. I've never heard of something like that being possible, but father might have found a way. Annabella said, Camille was such a good child. He was kind-hearted, considerate, and loved by all. You also adored Theo. So when Camille passed away, Theo was half out of his mind. When Camille's death anniversary comes around, Theo still gets distressed. We will also be holding a memorial service for Camille the day after tomorrow. Normally, the lady of the house would be in charge of these things, but it hasn't been that long since you came to the castle, so I will handle the planning this time. We can't afford to make any mistakes for such an important event. After some time, Lily thought, that was a warning. She was telling me that even if I see the Duke struggling, I should not try to approach him, that it's not my place to comfort him. I know I must not forget my place, but it's not easy to look the other way when I see him suffer. But why, if I saw Owen, Hessen, or Lennon in pain, I could easily ignore them. The same goes for Madame Annabella. Charlotte is an exception, though. She is special to me. Then what about the Duke? Stop thinking. I will either be poisoned or divorced. I must not feel anything, nothing at all. Let's lock them away. I will lock them up so they can't escape, and then I won't want to comfort the Duke anymore. She imagined that there was a small box inside her. I started putting away things I was afraid to name. These emotions are not mine. They can't be. If those emotions gain names and start to speak, I will become miserable. The next day, nobles were chatting, saying, good people like Camille are gone too early, but instead, those evil Everetts. The Duke came and said, you should be taking shelter from the rain. Why are you just standing there? Use this umbrella. After that, Adeline came and said, Theo, it's been a while. Lily said, you must be Duke Albanice's daughter. It's a pleasure to meet you. Adeline replied, Theo and I are close childhood friends. We are so close that we have no secrets. Lily thought, at one point, there were talks about marriage between her and the Duke, but they say it fell through due to strong objections from Duke Albanice. Once I divorce the Duke, she might marry him, assuming Duke Albanice allows it. Adeline asked, you look a bit pale. Are you feeling unwell? Lily thought, she is a lucky woman. What was that thought just now? Then she said, I am fine. Please catch up without me. I will be on my way now. In the next scene, Lily thought, come to think of it, did I steal Adeline's place? Then she heard a voice say, you did. Adeline could comfort the Duke in ways you never could. Lily thought, shut up, please, that's enough. Later that night, Lily took the medicine for sleep. After some time, Lily thought, another dream. What will it be this time? If it's another nightmare featuring Owen, Hessen, or Lennon, I will just destroy it. The next moment, the Duke appeared and said, how are you? Lily said, don't come any closer. The Duke asked, why? Lily thought, stop it. Why in the world am I dreaming of him? Wake up. The next moment, she woke up and thought, calm down, it was just a dream, it means nothing. Suddenly, the Duke entered. Lily thought, he appears to be drunk. She told him, Duke, I think you have the wrong room. As the Duke was about to fall, Lily grabbed him and said, I will help you take a seat. She then thought, should I call for an attendant, or perhaps Charlotte? The Duke said, I must be out of my mind, why did I come here? Lily thought, I should stop, but for some strange reason, I feel like crying every time I see you. My heart aches so much and beats so violently that I wish it would just stop completely. From the moment I saw you at the castle, I felt this sinking dread because I knew that my heart would be broken, and I would end up miserable. I must not expect anything from you, and I am not in a position to offer you anything either, so I must suppress these emotions. It's terrifying when someone starts to feel special to you. I don't think I can bear the weight, especially not when it comes to the Duke. This is a feeling that he can't reciprocate, nor should I expect him to do so, but despite that, I can't help but wish this moment would last forever. Suddenly, the Duke said, what have I done? I lost my mind for a moment. I made a mistake, this will never happen again. Lily asked, don't go. Then she thought, in fact, I am not even the illegitimate daughter of Duke Everett. I have no blood ties with these demons. Then she said, things like this could happen, it's okay if it happens as much as you want. The Duke stated, is this your plan? It must have been a secret that you honed even before we met, so it would be a real shame that it didn't work with me. Don't pretend you don't know anything. Your father and brothers asked you to seduce me. This was your plan from the beginning. Lily shouted, I am not like that. The Duke said, don't try to deceive me. I already know it's just an act. Tell me, how does it feel to seduce a man you don't even love? Nevertheless, I will do whatever you want, my lady. Tell me, my lady, how does it feel to kiss a man you don't love, even though you didn't want to do any of this from the beginning? Is it possible that you're willing to do more now? Can you warm my bed every night without complaint? Lily slapped him, then said, you said that without knowing anything. The Duke replied, however, it seems impossible for a lady to truly desire to touch me. I apologize for these wrong assumptions. Lily thought, I wish I were a monster like my father, a monster no one could ever love. Why is this happening to me? Since then, the Duke's attitude toward me became colder and more distant than before. After that, the Duke went to the front lines to mend the rifts that frequently occurred in the area, and it usually lasted from less than 3 days to a month or 2. Because he was so busy, it became difficult for me to talk to him. At the same time, thoughts of escape slowly took root in my heart. As a result, I was excluded from all family events and even marginalized in trivial matters. Annabella ignored the subtle harassment I suffered from the employees, but I was not hurt by that because the only person who could hurt me was always the Duke. I realized after that the Duke could not protect me under any circumstances. Surprisingly, there were many men who wanted to buy me. It seems that everyone is waiting for my divorce from the Duke with bated breath. When Ohan hinted that he wanted to make me his second wife or concubine, he only measured the wealth and power of the other person. I didn't know that there were so many people who didn't mind getting the scraps. Perhaps they only wanted the shell, not the heart. I was supposed to be an empty doll, quiet and beautiful. It was up to the Duke to marry me to protect his family, a marriage neither of us wanted. But my misfortune didn't stop there. My heart was drawn to a man who hated me and my family more than anything else. I had vain hopes for him, and that was my true ordeal. A year and a half later, Lily thought, this smell of medicine. My husband has suffered a serious head injury, she overheard one of the ladies say. He had severe bleeding when he was first brought in, but he is stable now. His Grace has an extraordinary capacity for recovery. Lily thought, when I heard he was severely injured while closing a rift on the battlefield, I was truly alarmed, but it seems my worries were unfounded. Well, he has always been sturdy, still, it would be best for him to rest, so I should leave. Lily thought, Your Grace. Why isn't he saying anything? Maybe I should just leave before he says something. The Duke asked, Who are you? Lily thought, what did he just say? Have I finally gone mad? I'm not seeing things, am I? The lady said, Your Grace, don't you remember, this is your wife. The Duke asked, My wife, I am married. The lady asked, Do you really not remember? You have been married for well over a year, you recognize me, but why not her? The Duke said, I can't remember. The lady told Lily, It appears the Duke has suffered from memory loss, he remembers important things, but when it comes to you, it seems to be a case of partial amnesia. We will have to wait and see if his memory of you returns. Lily thought, so she thinks his memory might come back through conversation. What if he wanted to forget me? The Duke asked, Could you come closer, please? May I ask your name? Lily told him her name. The Duke said, What a lovely name. Lily said, It's Lily Everett, that was my name before we got married. You truly don't remember anything. The Duke replied, No, nothing at all. Lily said, Then you can learn about me through someone else, that should give you an idea of how to treat me. The Duke said, Wait, Lily told him, I would like to leave now, please let go of me. The Duke stated, Don't go. Have I wronged you in some way? Would you mind telling me how we ended up getting married? Is that too much to ask? Lily replied, Yes, ask somebody else. Even I have some sense of shame. I don't want to explain things myself. Now please, let go. Next scene. The maid said, I am sorry, Your Grace, but the Duchess does not wish to see you. Then he remembered the servant telling him, You married the Duchess for House Valentino. It was a sort of trade with the Everett family. A year and a half is both a short and long time. I can vaguely remember visiting the Everett Manor about 2 years ago. I'm sure I met someone then, but I can't recall that memory. Why is it that only my memories of her have completely disappeared? The Duke asked, You said your name was Charlotte. Take me to the Duchess's room. After that, another maid spoke. The Duchess just left. She said she was briefly stepping out. You mean she wouldn't have gone out alone? Who is escorting her? Are you suggesting that no one accompanied her, even though she is Duchess Valentino? The maid thought, It's nothing new. Truthfully, this happens quite often. She frequently goes out alone, and no one except Charlotte ever wants to accompany her. Then she replied, I am sorry. The Duke stated, We will have a talk about this later. Then he thought, This maid seems to know something. He asked, Do you know where the Duchess went? Charlotte replied, I'm afraid I don't know. The Duke asked, You said you often went out with her, but you don't know. Charlotte replied, She often went for walks by the river outside of town, but I truly don't know her whereabouts today. The Duke thought, Well, it seems the Duchess has secrets that she is hiding. Whatever they are, I will figure them out in time. Charlotte thought, He's entering the Duchess's room without her permission. After that, as he checked other things, Charlotte spoke. The Duchess drew that. The Duke thought, Interesting. Charlotte thought, The Duke does as he pleases without hesitation, but he's usually kind to his people. The Duchess, however, was an exception to that kindness. It was as if he was under some compulsion, and the more he reacted that way with her. The Duke asked, What type of medicine is this? On the other hand, a lady said, She is such a kind person. She always comes all the way out here to hand out supplies. Before spring, she was handing out blankets. If it wasn't for that, my family might have frozen to death. Back then, I used to worry daily about being attacked by monsters in my sleep. This is all thanks to our Lord. Lily thought, The Seraphine finally acknowledged the Duke as its new master. Now that he is able to handle the rifts, House Valentino no longer needs the Everett family's aid, and he has been striving to regain its former power. It's a good thing. He might really divorce me, so whether he has his memory or not, our positions remain unchanged. Suddenly, Lily heard a voice. How dare you stand in my way? Move aside now. You all are nothing but insects of the Veronis domain. Do you know who I am? Lily thought, It's Hessen. He would often bring his men to spy on Veronis Duchy. but he never acted violently. Then she asked, "What is going on?" They told her the story. Lily thought, there has been a bit of a shift in the tone of how people insult the Everetts. Before, it was just hatred, but now there are many who mock and ridicule the Everetts. Hessen shouted, "I will give you idiots a choice. Either get your throats cut or your tongues cut off. Make a choice, what will it be?" Lily thought, I can't just stand here and watch. Then she introduced herself. "I am really sorry for my humble presence standing in the way of your esteemed self." She then apologized on behalf of all the people. Hessen stated, "You are quite bold for a mere maid. Your manners are excellent, considering you picked them up while working at the castle. What do you think you are doing? Is this your new hobby?" Lily thought, the shape-shifting magic tool should be working perfectly. After that, Hessen asked, "What is this ugly shell you have on? Change back to your face immediately." Lily changed her appearance back to normal. Hessen stated, "You are a duchess. Do you really want to remarry a bastard like Lenin?" Suddenly, the Duke came and said, "Stop, what do you think you are doing? You better tell me the truth." Hessen asked, "Duke, since when have you cared so much about this tramp?" The Duke replied, "How could you call her a tramp?" Hessen asked, "Have you lost your mind? Did you hit your head or something? That woman you're talking about is Lily Everett, whom you greatly despise, yet you are treating her like a treasure box." Lily thought, it won't be easy for him to answer. No good will come from revealing to the world that he lost his memory. Father and Owen are the types to use something trivial like this against him. Then she said, "You need to stop playing a prank on me, even if you are my younger brother, Your Grace. Hessen was just playing a prank on me. You don't have to worry, it's nothing serious." The Duke asked, "How could you say that? He was controlling you and tried to drag you away as if you were some kind of roughneck. How could you simply accept it as a joke?" Lily thought, this type of behavior is really strange. This is not the man I knew. I wonder if he would have been this upset if he were the man I knew before he lost his memory. Actually, he probably wouldn't have even come looking for me. At this rate, I have no other choice. I will have to try that. Suddenly, water came out of nowhere, and both of them were shocked. Next scene, Lily thought, I can't breathe. It feels like I am sinking into a deep place, ever so slowly. Then she woke up and thought, it worked. I was able to drive Hessen away. The Duke asked, "How are you feeling?" "I was alarmed when you suddenly stopped breathing. I will instruct the doctor to closely monitor your condition." Lily asked, "Has Hessen left?" The Duke replied, "She should have returned to her residence in Salisbury. I have confirmed he is no longer in Veronis." Lily thought, Hessen has a personal residence. That is a bit strange. He takes great pride in being a member of the Everett family, and he has no personal assets. So why does he have a private residence? Could it be he's not getting along with the family? If that's the case. The Duke asked, "Is something bothering you?" Lily replied, "Don't worry about what happened with Hessen. That's just the way he is." The Duke said, "Very well, I think you should rest now, if you would like me to keep you company." Lily replied, "No." Then she added, "What I mean is, I would prefer to rest alone. I find it uncomfortable when someone is beside me." The Duke said, "My apologies for the unnecessary concern. I will take my leave. Next time, will you call me by my name?" After that, Charlotte said, "I was really surprised when I heard that you had suddenly fainted. My heart almost dropped." Lily replied, "I did it on purpose. I fainted intentionally. There is a way to do it. Would you like to know how?" Charlotte replied, "Your Grace, don't ever do that again, please." Lily replied, "I won't do that again." Then she thought, "Name. There was once a time I called out your name, sometimes desperately, and sometimes with hope, and then the time came when I realized it was no use. The Duke will soon learn how to treat a superficial wife like me. This is just a brief illusion brought on by an accident that made him lose his memory, like a fleeting ray of sunshine on a day when it rains all day long." On the other hand, the Duke remembered Hessen saying, "This crazy girl is at it again. She fainted on purpose. Manipulating people like this is her specialty. It doesn't really matter to you now. You'll soon be divorced anyway. Once she is divorced, she is going to remarry Lenin. Her life is really unfortunate. Did you know he's been going around saying Lily never consummated her marriage with you?" The Duke thought, "What have I been doing? Letting things come to this point?" Then he said, Bring Calvin to me. He should be in the library. After that, the Duke said, I have a question to ask you. Before I lost my memory, how was I with Lily, and how did I treat her? If you know, please tell me. Calvin replied, actually, the way you treated her was quite reasonable for someone from Valentino, but when you look at Lily's life, it was absurd. Don't try to get too close to her, you might regret it later. The Duke asked, I would like to hear what you know because I need to make a decision later. Calvin replied, the first time you met her was 2 years ago. Then he told him the story, but about a month ago, there was something she wanted to do, and that's where the problem lies. Some servants were collecting dead birds or rats, and they were said to be placed near the Duchess' window or in front of her room. I called one of the servants and asked, and she said they had been doing it for 6 months now. I thought I was going to tell you, or not, but I dealt with it on my own. I thought it would not happen anymore because I took care of it well. The Duke thought, why am I? Due to me, she was subjected to continuous and covert bullying. Lily, who endured it, never said a word. The servants whispered to each other to hide that they were annoying the Duchess. 2 years is a very long time. If anyone hurts another person during these years, will it be hard to heal their wound completely, or is it easier than I think? I think the darkness in her heart is deeper than I thought. My old teacher's words come to my mind. He said the essence of hardship lies within humans. Although we could be happy with just a piece of bread, we are greedy for more. Through hating others and being jealous, we create misery in our hearts, without knowing how to cut off that feeling. I wanted to ask myself this before I lost my memories. Why was I so harsh with her? Did I start being attracted to her from the moment I first saw her? Then he remembered Calvin telling him, you told me about the feelings you had at that time. You fell in love at first sight, as you kept talking about that woman. You recalled every detail that you don't normally pay attention to, like how she cut her nails so short they looked like they hurt, and there was a small mole between her index finger and thumb. I thought you were really crazy back then. You were aware of your feelings for her, and you must have planned to take her away from the Everett family as well. However, unexpectedly, you treated her with cruelty and rejected her. The Duke thought, there was definitely something between us, and someone sabotaged it. Because of this kind of event, this misunderstanding happened. She surely hates me. Why is my aunt here? Then he asked, what brought you here? Annabella replied, I heard Lily fainted. Isn't this the natural thing to do as an adult in the family? The Duke said, well, it would be better to meet next time. Annabella told him, you still don't remember her. It's not something important, so don't try hard to find her inside your mind. I am worried about you, so just leave with Lily as you did before you lost your memories. Anyway, it won't be long before she leaves our family. The Duke thought, leave our family, what if? No, I'm not sure yet. On the other hand, Owen asked, it was said that you met Lily and the Duke. Tell me how it went. Hessen replied, what do you mean? Same as usual, but it was somewhat strange. That Duke, Owen said, didn't he seem like a different person, as if he lost his memory? Hessen thought, I won't lose easily, then said, he acted as if he lost his memory. That idiot, one day I will surely make him kneel. Next scene, the Duke asked, back then, why were you dressed as a maid? Lily replied, that day I was alerted by the villagers, that the son of the Everett family had taken one of the Valentino castle maids, against her will. The Duke said, the villagers told me the maid's name was Leah. It's okay, please just be honest with me. Have you been helping out the villages disguised as a maid all this time? Lily thought, I didn't want to take credit for that. Yes, I have been helping the villagers out. If I admit to that, how would he react? Will he be moved by the fact that I have done something? Do I even care? I don't think I'm particularly interested to see him moved. Perhaps I'm curious about how he would have reacted before he lost his memory, not the man who lost his memories of hitting me. When she said, it was just a hobby, sometimes, when I felt bored, I went down to the village to hand out things the villagers needed, that's all. The Duke responded, I understand. I had this looked at by the pharmacist. This medicine was a sleeping pill, but it's made from a highly toxic herb, so if taken daily, it can be harmful to the body. Have you really been taking this medicine every day, without skipping a day? Lily replied, I couldn't sleep, so I took that medicine. Yes, every single day without skipping a day. The Duke burned the bottle and said, Don't ever take it again from now on. I'm going to burn it all. If there is any left, bring it all out. Lily replied, there isn't any. That was all of it. Why are you doing this? It's just a sleeping pill. The Duke said, it's poison. Long-term usage will decrease life expectancy, Lily whispered. Yes, I'm aware that's one of the effects of the medicine. The Duke continued, so the reason why you're taking this every day was to. Lily interrupted, don't get me wrong, the side effects of that medicine don't concern me. The Duke stated, I know that before I lost my memory, I was cruel to you. I know I can't just pretend that it never happened, but I would like to mend our relationship going forward. Lily said, mend our relationship, in your opinion, what do you think we can do to mend this? How can we mend something that's shattered into pieces? The Duke said, you're bleeding. What are you doing? You have a deep cut on your finger, Lily said. Let go. The Duke replied, we need to treat this before it gets worse. Call the doctor. After some time, the Duke asked, are you okay now? Lily replied, please, I'm scared of you. Don't come near me. Charlotte stated, I'm sorry, Your Grace, but it would be best if you leave this room now. I will take good care of the Duchess. The next morning, Lily asked, you must have been tired. Did you stay here all night? Charlotte replied, well, you came back injured all of a sudden and seemed so scared, so I was worried. After some time, the doctor spoke. I've been instructed to take care of your health, Lily thought. I wonder if he will be dismissed once the Duke regains his memory. The doctor continued, I have heard you suffer from insomnia. Your immunity is significantly weakened, and the state of your blood flow and organs is abnormal. Simply put, your health is similar to that of an elderly person. After that, Charlotte said, Your Grace, I will be standing over there, so if you need anything, please call for me. Lily responded, there is no need for that, come sit here. Then she thought, Charlotte knows how to read, so I often bring her here to let her read to her heart's content. Next scene, noble ladies whispered, have you heard the rumors? It seems the Duke and Duchess relationship has improved. The Duke gifted the Duchess the Lakia blue opal necklace. One of the ladies asked, have you heard anything about the Valentinos? Since you and Theo are childhood friends, you must know something. Adeline replied, Theo and I are close childhood friends, but how would I know what happens between a married couple? The Crown Prince and Crown Princess arrived. The prince spoke, don't you think we should have a proper hunting festival to enjoy this great season before it's gone? So I've decided to open the Ashridge Forest again this year, and for this year's hunting festival, I've invited the Duke and Duchess Valentino. Next scene, Lily thought, the fact that the Duke is suffering from temporary partial amnesia has been kept confidential. The problem is his changed attitude, which makes it seem as though our relationship has improved in the eyes of others. The Duke said, thank you for accepting my request, Lily thought. This is so uncomfortable. He recently started calling me by my name, and it seems he wants me to call him by his name. Initially, when he didn't approach me after the incident, I thought he had finally given up, but he wasn't giving up, he was just holding back. For days, he lingered around me hesitantly. Then suddenly, he began sending letters, flowers, and gifts. Yesterday, he lost control and became overwhelmingly assertive again. His favor is to accompany him to the hunting event hosted by the Crown Prince. I agreed only because of our public image. Could he be under the impression that I've opened up my heart to him a little? I thought it was temporary partial amnesia. Why hasn't his memory returned? It's been over a week. The Duke's doctor suggested we wait and see, but my patience has its limits. If someone asks, isn't it nice that your husband has become affectionate? I might just kick them. How is this nice? He remembers nothing. If he has no memory, isn't he essentially a different person from the one I knew? Am I supposed to just forget about the past and improve our relationship? Don't be ridiculous. People can't run from their past. Nothing changes without facing it head on. This kind man who has no memory of me is nothing but a castle in the air. The Duke said, I hear the grand prize of the hunting event is the Queen's bracelet. The Queen has donated it. Lily thought, that bracelet was one of the 7 magical tools crafted by the famous mage. Then she replied, generous of her to offer something that's virtually a keepsake of her father. The Duke stated, I think so as well. It's a way to show her affection for the Crown Prince. I am determined to win this time and give that to you, Lily. Please wish me the best. Lily thought. He keeps saying my name at the end of every sentence. I am speechless. Does he have a split personality? There was a time when I tried so hard to receive even a sliver of his kindness. Now that I no longer desire it, it's offered to me, and in a form that I don't want. I didn't endure all this time just to indulge in such daydreams. The Duke asked, by the way, you will have to ride a horse at the hunting event. Why don't you practice with me? Lily stated, my agreement to participate in the hunting event was out of consideration for our public image. After all, I am still Duchess Valentino. I am not looking to improve our relationship. I am still uncomfortable around you. Yes, I wanted to see that look on your face. The color of the emotion boiling inside me becomes clearer. Now I think I can name that emotion. It's resentment. I thought I was incapable of feeling even that. I thought I was just withering away, empty. You never once tried to listen to me. How could you forget everything when I remember everything? Lily continued, I don't want to expect anything from you. How could I trust you? You turned away when I asked for help and just watched from a distance as I suffered at the hands of Owen and Lennon. As I said, how can you fix something that has been broken into pieces? How will you fix me when I have been shattered into pieces? Get out. No, I will go. How could I forget that cold gaze, that harsh voice, the way he shook off my hand and turned his back, and now he left even before me, leaving me to the hyenas and Lennon. That day, I was torn apart by the gazes of the beasts that aimed to remarry me. So don't I have the right to be resentful? Since he hurt me, can't I hurt him too? The Duke said, I am sorry. Lily pushed him away, then spoke, you, who don't remember anything that happened between us, I won't accept it. You are apologizing, yet you don't remember anything. What is the point? Even if you say things will change from now on, I don't understand how you can change so much just because you've lost your memory. You hated me. How can that emotion just disappear? The Duke replied, between us, I think there must have been some kind of misunderstanding. I am going to find out what that was and set things right. Lily told him, it wasn't a misunderstanding between us. You just misunderstood me on your own. Do you know how ridiculous it sounds, trying to set things straight while you've lost your memory? The Duke replied, maybe losing my memory is an opportunity. The day I hurt my head and lost my memory, the first thing I felt when I saw you was definitely affection. Lily said, stop being ridiculous, then thought, affection, I never felt anything like that from you. You judged me as you saw fit and never listened to anything I had to say. The future that awaited me was falling into the hands of Lennon after getting divorced from you. When that time came, I might have ended my life because I would have had no urge to continue living. But Charlotte was the only one who wished I would choose a different path. She wanted me to escape from all this. She said, have you run away to a place where nobody knows who you are? I'm sure we can find a place to hide if we take a boat to the eastern continent. I will always be by your side. Should I really do that? With the Duke's spirit power getting stronger, maybe it's time to stop worrying about what the Everetts are planning and just disappear. Lily asked, what if your memories return before you find out what that misunderstanding was? The Duke replied, that might be a good thing. I will know right away what the misunderstanding was. Lily asked, what if you forget about the time when you lost your memory? What if, in the end, only misunderstandings remain between us? Just give up. I'm exhausted. I can see clearly how my life is going to unfold, so I have no strength left to resist. I just don't want to do anything. The Duke stated, I will try. Someday, you will be able to completely trust me. Next scene, Lily thought. The next day, several attendants were dismissed. The other maids, who spread malicious rumors about me or had bad attitudes, were all punished. Of course, it was the Duke's doing. Charlotte told her, it seems there is something unusual about what Lord Hessen has been up to. People have witnessed arms dealers coming and going from his estate. And about Lord Owen, apparently, there is a new mage who recently joined him. From what I hear, the time when this mage joined Lord Owen coincides with when the Duke injured his head. Lily thought, as expected, it was strange to begin with that a minor head injury would cause partial amnesia. I should investigate in detail how the Duke got his head injury. To get my hands on those records, I must meet the Knight Commander. The problem is that I have no relationship with him whatsoever. Charlotte spoke. Lady Adeline is waiting for you. After that, Charlotte asked, Shall I speak with the Knight Commander? I was thinking of passing on the message that you would like to meet with him. Lily replied, You are very clever, so please relay my message to the commander right now. Come straight to the drawing room after you're done. After that, Adeline spoke, It's been quite a while. I was curious about how you have been lately, so I came by. Lily thought, Nothing much has changed these days. Adeline asked, This is tea from the Eastern continent. You know how Theo prefers tea over alcohol. I'm eager to hear his thoughts on it too. I hope he likes it. Lily thought, A woman who subtly flaunts her closeness to the husband in front of his wife, someone less in control of their temper would have snapped by now. That would just make me look irrational over nothing. Suddenly, a maid spoke, Duchess, you must hurry to Everidge Hall. Madame Annabella returned to the estate about 10 minutes ago, and Charlotte is being questioned by her. After that, the maid said, You were the only one who went into the captain's room. If not you, then who stole it? Charlotte replied, I did not steal anything. Why would I steal the captain's gold accessory? Lily thought, She got caught up in this while doing an errand for me, looking for the captain. I don't know all the details, but 2 things are certain. 1. She did not steal the gold accessory, and 2, among these 5, excluding Annabella, there are 2 who could have stolen it. Annabella spoke, Charlotte, you will confess once you have been whipped. Climb up on that chair and roll up your dress. Lily thought, She is going to whip Charlotte without any solid proof. Charlotte is my exclusive attendant, and we have a close relationship. If she is framed and has to leave this castle, I will be completely isolated. Lily asked, What is the meaning of this? Annabella replied, You have come at the right time. Your attendant stole the captain's gold accessory. Lily asked, Where is the evidence that she stole it? Annabella replied, We have everything. Would you tell the Duchess what you saw? A maid told her the whole story, and she claimed Charlotte was the one who stole it. Lily said, So that means you are the only witness. You could be making up a story to frame her. How can we trust you? Charlotte earns a higher wage than you. Would you think she would be tempted to steal the captain's gold accessory? The maid replied, I did not steal anything. Lily continued, And she went into the captain's room on my orders. Are you suggesting she would steal a gold accessory while carrying out my orders? Each one of you will be searched. Step forward. After that, another maid found the gold accessory on the witness maid. Then she shouted, How dare you try to frame someone else when you were the thief? Do you think your young siblings will be proud of you? Lily stated, That's enough. Doing this won't hide your own sins. Then she thought, People just need a scapegoat for their anger, but as the saying goes, to defeat an enemy, you first have to understand them. It was Charlotte who gave me that courage. I am not alone anymore. With Charlotte at my side, she is my sole friend, my ally, and someone I must protect. That's why the maid aiming at Charlotte rather than me enrages me more than anything else. Then she said, So you have been trying to sell the gold accessory to clear your lover's debt. Serena may have stolen the captain's gold accessory, but you are the one who orchestrated it. Annabella asked, Is this true? Did Alia really order you to do this? Serena replied, Yes, it's true. I was following her orders. I need money. My siblings would starve without me. Lily thought, Alia was engaged to someone arranged by Annabella, but apparently having no feelings for her fiancé, she recently fell in love with an actor from a traveling theater. When it was found out she was pregnant with his child, I was there when she consulted with the village doctor. After that, Alia told her the whole story. Annabella said, You filthy, vulgar thing. As an attendant of the Valentino family, you not only slept with a lowly drifter, but you also bore his child. You will be confined to your room. Don't even think of leaving until I give the word. Serena, the same applies to you. Annabella asked, Is there anything else you wish to say? Lily stated, Do not mess with my people again. Consider this a warning. If an incident like today ever happens again, I won't just stand by and watch. Like I said, I know a lot of things. Annabella slapped her. Lily thought, I never expected that the truth would strike such a nerve with Madame Annabella. The next moment, the Duke and the captain arrived. Lily said, Your Grace. The Duke asked, What is the meaning of this? Annabella replied, I was just. The Duke asked, Your face is swollen. You should get a cold compress immediately. Lily replied, It's fine, it's not that serious. The Duke asked, "Aunt, why did you strike Lily?" Annabella replied, "I know you were shocked, but I had a reason." The Duke stated, "No reason justifies laying a hand on the Duchess, regardless of your position as a family elder. I trust such an incident won't happen again, please take this seriously." Lily thought, if an incident like today were to recur, what would the Duke do about Madame? Given her significant influence in this castle, he probably wouldn't take any immediate measures. Annabella said, "Please listen to me." The Duke replied, "I don't need to hear more, I will take Lily and leave now." The captain and Charlotte looked at each other. Lily thought, well, that's how it should be. Like this video. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.